I remember learning this shit when I was in school, and I know some of y'all might not have learned it. Nick Cannon and Amber Rose are multi-millionaires.
Yes.
You have access to any book you want to.
And you choose ignorance.
You choose ignorance. You choose
ignorance.
Party.
That's right. Former Democrat, former liberal. I was a liberal Democrat my whole life.
Is that because the bag has got so intense and so heavy that
No.
you got a whole nother, you up there with the elite now? Or?
Not even close. Not even close. Democrats don't care about black people.
Okay,
And they don't care
Kanye.
about people. They don't care about people of color.
That would have been
And the
so...
Republicans do. And that's the misconception.
And you know what? I agree with you 100%.
Thank you,
People
Nick.
don't know that the Democrats is the party of the KKK.
Yep.
People don't know that the Republicans are the party that freed the slaves.
Okay. I'm gonna put my fifth
History lesson of doom.
Talk to us.
Welcome to the history lesson.
Welcome to a history lesson of hell.
We're going to start at level 1.
Level 1, AB. Take us through it, bro.
The Democratic Party was founded in 1828. The Republican Party dates back to 1854.
So that means the Democratic Party started before the Republican Party. Take that into context when we continue to going. To all the dumb niggas. We gotta walk them through.
We gotta walk them down.
The Democratic Party is founded, I believe, around Andrew Jackson.
Many of the Republicans were in the North.
Yes.
Meaning a lot of them were like abolitionists. They didn't want the slavery and shit.
Yeah.
A lot of the Democrats were in the South and they wanted to keep the slaves. They wanted to keep niggas picking cotton and shit.
One of the most prominent Republicans around this time was Abraham fucking Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln. After the Civil War, you know what I'm saying? The radical Republicans wanted the slaves freed and civil rights and shit like that. But the moderate ones, which was Abraham.
Like Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
They wasn't agreeing with that.
Hell
shit.
no.
They
didn't want
wanted,
the
they
shit.
wanted containment. They just didn't want slavery to expand into the new states that would join the United States.
Right.
So they didn't want necessarily for the Democrats to completely give up using slavery because that Southern economy, they were planting crops, it was fueling part of the nation, but they did not want to keep expanding it. And that was where the big flashpoint was. People like Abraham Lincoln wrote about how he didn't like slavery, but he wanted to save the Union. And if he could do it without freeing slaves, he would have did that. It just so happened that y'all niggas was ready to die about this shit. So as the war dragged on,
You was ready to die about having children
keeping
born into slavery.
slavery.
And wait a minute, who's the parties again? Where are we at, AB?
The Democrats and the South.
Democrats.
Democrats are the ones that are going to die about this shit, slavery.
Republicans want them freed.
Okay.
Like Nick Cannon said.
Yeah, just
right?
like he said. Take us through it. Continue.
After the war, you know, the North started benefiting a little bit more. They started getting a little bit more bread. They said, hold on. Started getting into politics. He's like, you know what? I think we helped these black people a little bit too much. I think we're done. What do you mean? You think you're
Reconstruction era?
Reconstruction era of hell. And during that whole time, though, they ratified the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment.
Had to twist the South's arm to get them to agree to those.
Exactly. People in the North became wealthy. These new wealthy politicians did not see much sense in supporting the rights of black Americans when the nation, we're talking about Republicans. Right now.
We're still talking about Northern Republicans.
These new wealthy politicians did not see much sense in supporting the rights of black Americans when the nation was still largely white. By the 1870s, many in the Republican Party felt as if they had done enough for black citizens and stopped all efforts to reform the southern states.
Right after the South lost the Civil War, the Union and Ulysses S. Grant and them deployed all them troops in the South to make sure black people had voting rights and couldn't just get lynched by the KKK. And the KKK began receding during the 1870s.
Yeah.
Because they was getting packed up by federal fucking troops stationed in the South. And then they struck a deal during like an election in the 1870s. And they was like, all right, we're going to take these troops back out before Reconstruction was finished. The South did what it naturally did. It said, all right, we about to get these niggas back up out of here.
Years pass.
Years pass.
And we get to the Great Depression. Oh, shit.
Niggas broke.
The strategy the Republicans at the time were doing was helping when the economy was good. When the economy went to shit, it didn't work no more.
It was not working.
And the president, I believe, at the time was Herbert Hoover.
Yeah.
He said, you know what? We're not finna do no shit about this damn depression gang.
We not about to uplift the people.
not
We
about
not
to
about to bail y'all
nope.
out.
Nope.
We're not about to create the FDIC, which now makes sure you can't run out of money.
Run out of money. 250,000. That shit that you be seeing when you walk into the bank. That's what the FDIC is.
Franklin D. Roosevelt. The what was it? The New Deal, the Green New Deal.
Yes, the New Deal.
He's a Democrat, by the way. He did not align with the fuck niggas.
The
that was
Southern
there before.
niggas. So keep in mind, FDR is a nigga from New York, and he's wealthy, and his entire political model during this time was the Republicans just folded. They didn't want to bail out the people. They didn't want to support them during this Great Depression. Let me create a bunch of federal programs to make sure niggas get lifted out of poverty, because everyone's going into poverty right now.
What was that party, JJ?
He was a Democrat.
Oh.
And he got elected 4 times after that.
And the Republicans did not fuck with him.
No, they didn't.
The ones that saved the black people. They did not.
freed the slaves, Nick Cannon.
They didn't fuck with that at all.
They didn't want to bring out niggas out of poverty.
So that's where you see the switch and shit happen. Oh,
So you have
fuck.
one party who, after Reconstruction, said this civil rights shit ain't really that much more important. Let's compromise and let's stop doing Reconstruction. Then you have another party that said well, there's a lot of votes we could pick up if we do these job programs, and niggas don't have money right now. So let's just do these programs. Now, as a black person in the 40s, you got Party of Lincoln that hasn't cared about niggas and traded it for business interests 30 years ago.
Since the
Since
emancipation.
the emancipation.
And the new nigga on the Democratic Party, who, yeah, there might be a lot of race people over there, but these the only niggas talking about like civil rights now, and as Americans, we gotta have money in our pocket and we gotta uplift people. And sure, FDR was still racist.
Yeah.
But that's why black people began shifting during this time, because the
Yeah.
economic policies of the Democratic Party started benefiting them.
Freed the slaves. Nigga, what life did they live after that?
Like what?
He comes in, he does the
New Deal.
The New Deal. He's switching the shit up. But then afterwards, we have, you know, the Civil Rights era.
Yeah. The civil rights era is very important. So the economic stuff was the shit that happened first in the 30s and 40s. Black people are like, yo, okay, we might not be poor if we vote for these niggas. The social shit is what happened in the 50s and 60s.
Yep.
Because neither of the parties wanted to really touch civil rights, black people, brown people, all the racist shit you know they was doing in America. Until I think it was Eisenhower and them started talking about desegregating the military. This is pissing a lot of them same Southern Democrats that like the slavery off. So during the 60s, you literally saw, you go back and look at the fucking electoral maps, the Southern states split off and did not vote for the Democratic Party in the presidential elections and all throughout this fight for like the Civil Rights Act. They voted for this one nigga. He was like segregation now, segregation tomorrow, segregation forever. Yeah, he was. There's a viral clip of this nigga saying that. He was like one of the like most racist Southern. They called him the Dixiecrats.
Oh, yeah.
The
yeah.
Dixiecrats.
That's where the Dixie niggas
The
come.
Dixiecrats form in the 50s and 60s because half the parties like we should desegregate the military and continue the FDR thing and care for people. And the other half is like, fuck them niggers.
Yeah.
So they like, we don't fuck with the Democrats no more. So they voted for their states' rights nigga over even the Democratic nominee. And then we get into...
And now you see more of the separation. Now the same people that did not like FDR, the same niggas that don't like the other people going with the civil rights shit.
They said we need a party.
We need somebody to represent us.
Somebody
gang.
to represent us.
And then...
Here comes.
Them Republicans.
Here comes Richard
You know what I'm
Nixon.
saying?
Here comes Richard Nixon.
And Ronald
man.
Reagan in the 70s and 80s with what's called the Southern Strategy. You want to know what the Southern Strategy was? We're not going to say you niggers should be in segregation anymore, but we're going to say you can't force my state to desegregate these schools because that's abridging my state's right. State's right to do what? Stop Ruby Bridges from sitting in the classroom with Billy Nem? What scientific reason could you ever have for stopping Ruby Bridges from sitting in the classroom?
You know what
with
it is, bro?
Billy Nem?
We freed y'all, but at the same time, let's put crack in y'all neighborhoods.
Hold on. What party is Ronald Reagan again?
Republican. So now you have this block of people in the 60s and 70s in the
They
South.
care about the black. The Republicans care about the black people.
The Republicans care about the black people when they freed the slaves. But in the 60s and 70s, when there was this group of white, disaffected Southerners who felt like neither party was representing their viewpoint because none of them wanted to be like, fuck the niggers anymore. Split off. And then these white people, Reagan and Nixon, came in and said, we can get those votes.
We can get those votes.
We
need those people.
We need those votes. Because A, if we do the right thing, we could take the South from the Democrats.
And what happened?
And what happened? They rolled out the welfare queens, stigmatizing black people. They rolled out the crack in the communities. But these niggas is doing all this crack. This is why we got to disrupt their communities. They're spying on civil rights leaders.
Yep.
They admitted as much.
rights.
They
They
killed
killed civil rights
too.
leaders.
COINTELPRO.
They doing fucking with the Iran-Contra stuff,
Yes.
where we're selling drugs and smuggling it across
Starting
borders
up
to
fucking-
fight the communists.
Yes.
halfway
Meanwhile,
across the
just
world.
paying off and starting up fucking
Proxy.
cartels
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah.
Let's cut taxes for the wealthy. So all that money that the rich was forced to pay into these programs to help these government programs to lift up people out of poverty, they're now underfunded. What evil niggas would make this the electoral strategy of a
The
whole party?
Democrats!
No, the Democrats started off as the niggas who like slavery, and you let them niggas outflank you on social issues because you wanted electoral power?
I remember learning this shit when I was in school, and I know some of y'all might not have learned it. Nick Cannon and Amber Rose are multi-millionaires.
You have access to any book you want to.
You have access to any book, any person, nigga. You could talk to W.E. Du Bois' nephew.
You
if
could read
want.
any
Fuck,
other
nigga.
thing from W.E.B. Du Bois.
Yeah,
On the phone.
you got
Hello.
the phones.
And you choose ignorance.
You choose
ignorance.
You
Thank
choose
You choose ignorance.
Yeah.
You brought up W.E.B. Du Bois. The reason why W.E.B. Du Bois said oh, it's just one big party with everyone sound woke when they say the one big party with it's not on one side or left or
The
right.
same bird.
The same
What did
bird.
W.E.
Different wings.
Why would W.E.B. Du Bois say that? First
What
of all,
time period did this nigga grow up?
First of all, this nigga grew up in the middle of Jim Crow fucking America in the 1910s and 1920s. Second of all, the reason why people on the left or people who are more sociologists or people like W.E.B. Du Bois say things like that is because neither of these parties stopped and said, yo, we have to champion the struggle for minorities generally and bring that equality actually out. Each one of these niggas stopped short of one thing because they don't want to piss off this rich person or the white people maybe, or maybe we can't fully end slavery. It's nothing but half measures. So I can understand why, from like a historical perspective, you look at that and be like, the government ain't here to represent the common guy. It's just they trying to please as many wealthy people as possible.
Yeah.
What they didn't say is, yes, W.B. Du Bois, that's the case. And that's why you should vote Republican. That's why you should vote for the chief niggas right now who are exploiting all
Right
you
now.
niggas.
Now we're talking now. Now we're talking 2026.
Yeah. Let's not forget, some of these Democrat niggas do have that little tendency. We seen what you did with Mom Donnie. We're not stupid.
Oh, yeah,
Exactly.
No, establishment Democrats are still
Yeah.
here.
Yes.
But
alive
when you
and
look
well.
at the overall thing, what are we talking about?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What's the narrative that you're creating by saying the Democrats are the one that has slaves and the Republicans really freed the slaves? What's the meaning of that when we're living in a time period right now where the Republicans are fucking children?
The reason why this is so like insidious and dumb is because it's literally like new nigga who's never researched politics or doesn't know a goddamn thing about history gets presented with some out of context information. And then they make that their entire identity. And the fact that they agreed on that point, that's exactly some shit that Amber Rose would do.
Yep.
Because when you say this talking point, the Democrats was the real ones that owned slavery, it makes them feel special and mighty because in their mind, they actually broke the matrix, actually got off the Democratic plantation. Because look, they the ones who had slaves 150 years ago, even though all the white people that are in the Republican Party right now all minimize the effect of slavery.